Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Reed and today we're doing Inktober day 3. So, one thing I wanted to say was I prepped all of these drawings in advance that I think I've mentioned before, and I found myself that I improved a lot over the course of the month and a half I spent on these drawings because I actually went back and I edited the ones I didn't like and I fixed them up, and I think hopefully you guys can see it. But as we go on in the month, my drawings get a lot better and I find my style a lot more. Because the first 5 or 6, I'm kind of not as, I haven't nailed my style just yet, but I'm getting there. But I think after that, the rest of it is pretty spot on to what I want my art to be. Sure, it could use some development and skill practice, but apart from that, it's pretty much exactly where I want it to be. And that makes me real happy because it shows that this challenge is already helping me, even though it's only day 3. Also here, I tried to make the calligraphy thicker in some parts, but I forgot how to do that because it's been a while since I've written like this. So I just went over with a thicker pen. Also, it's very hard to see at the moment because the fairy is very light. And I've just put in her wings, which are very, very light. And of course, the witch's nails. So yeah, the concept for this is just this witch has trapped a fairy in a jar and is collecting live fairy dust from her, hence the jar with the label. But yeah. So I definitely recommend, even if you don't do the challenge, just try and do a finished sketch. As many as you can, because I found myself when I was in my sketchbook, I wouldn't sketch something finished because I was like, oh, unless I'm going to paint this, I'm not going to finish this whole sketch perfectly. I'm just going to sketch the bits I need to work on and not the finished piece. So I would sketch faces, and I would sketch hands, and I would sketch bodies, all separate. And I found that when I put them all together and actually sketched out the bits for Inktober, I improved dramatically. So that's something I recommend. Don't just work on what the bits you need to work on. Work on the whole thing as well. Do some finished polished sketches, even if you don't paint them, just to have nice sketches. Because they're good to have, and I improved so much over the course of me preparing for this. Like, so much. It's insane that when I flip through all my sketches, how much it's changed. So yeah, definitely something I recommend. Because, I think it's something we all get it trapped into. You gotta improve, 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 improve. But we never work on the things, because I'm a perfectionist, I keep trying to improve, but I never think I'm good enough to actually do a painting or actually do a finished sketch. So I just keep working on the bits I need to improve on. But when I kind of let go of that a bit and worked on everything, I improved a hell of a lot more. I found my style a lot more. I mean, I already kind of knew what I wanted it to be, but I fine-tuned it a little more because this painting, I've done a slightly more realistic girl. I haven't done any of my style, although to be fair, this is the back of her, so there's not much I really could have done, but I probably could have made it a little more obvious that it was mine. The hands of the witch definitely sell it, because I love me some pointy witch nails. I normally have them myself, but they're hard to maintain, and it's just it's so much work. But I love the way they look. So I mean, maybe I might get some acrylics, or I walk into the store, they'll probably go, "What the fuck is this person doing here?" Then, although they should get their nails done, they don't fit what I'm used to. I'm very scared of being judged. So that's another reason why I started my YouTube channel, is because I wanted to show my art, because I wanted to improve, and I think doing this actually has helped me improve a lot. And I want to share my art because I think it's important to. Well, at least in my book it is, because I don't think you should do art just because you want it to be seen. I think you should do art because it means something to you and you want to share that. Because I love things like photorealism, but I would never do that myself, even though I kind of can. Well, not exact, but I got pretty good at realism when I did it, but I have a very active imagination, as all my doctors and teachers have said. And I just think I want to create what's inside my mind on paper, because I think that's so cool, because no one else can think of exactly what I wanted to do. They can have a similar idea, but they're not going to do exactly what I do. And I just think that's why I do art, is because it's just my imagination on paper, and I love that about it. You know, I've seen some YouTubers say, "Oh, I have to force myself to get art out," and I mean, that's cool if they want to do it just for YouTube, sorry. But I think if you do that, you start losing yourself. Because I do art because I enjoy it. It helps me deal with all the stuff that goes on in my head and in my life. And I wanted to do YouTube because I think having to put up finished pieces will make me do more finished pieces in a way, because it means I get to do more of finished sketches for a piece. Because as I said, I wouldn't do that normally. And I love doing finished pieces, and I love watching these speed paints, because it's just so satisfying to watch it come together and see all that hard work just time lapse. It's so satisfying to watch. I mean, even though my videos don't get seen by a lot of people, it doesn't matter to me, because I'm still getting it out there. I mean, I have an Instagram where that gets a little bit more traffic, but I haven't posted in a while, so I think it's just, you just gotta really, so if anyone's kind of trying to find their style, I suggest don't work just on the bits you need to improve on. Do some whole finished sketches. Just do a shit ton of them. Doesn't matter if they're good or not. The ones at the start are pretty bad. Like my witch character, I actually redid later on towards the end of the month, in a bit that I worked on them. A lot of them I went back and edited. If not, I've redid like 3 or 4 of them. Like completely redid. Like scrapped the original drawing and just redid it all, because I had improved that much that I hated the original one and I knew I could do better, so I did. Also here, I'm just trying to make it look like the fairy is glowing. I had a lot of trouble making it really look like that, but yeah, hopefully you guys can kind of see that, but yeah, something I definitely recommend is just, practice doing finished pieces. Even if you're not going to paint them or whatever, just do it. Yeah, it might not work for everyone, but I think it's a good way to find style, because lots of people struggle with finding style. Most popular questions that are asked in the art community are, how do you find your style? And I think I asked that question too. I probably asked it a lot of times, to be honest. But yeah, that's just something that helped me, and hopefully it can help you guys too. Also, you might notice this paper is warping quite a bit. I'm adding a lot of water. This paper is decent quality. It's not top quality, because I needed 31 pages and that would cost me a lot of money, and I am very broke at the moment. So this is paper that came with my school kit for art school, and so I used that. And here I am just trying to make the hands look very dramatic lighting, so it looks like she's glowing, but the background's too light. It's a one tone, which is something I think helps with Inktober, is working on my tones. So here I'm using this gel pen to outline. Oh, I'm sorry, I swear I'm getting better at this. I'm being a better YouTuber slowly but surely. So I'm adding in all the lines for the wings, but then I started to realise I don't like how harsh it is. I don't know if I do it now. Yeah, here we go. Then I remember when I smudged it last time, the glitter got everywhere. When I went over the glitter pen with a little bit of water, it got everywhere. So I was like, hold on, what if I do this just in the wings? Because I'm not a fan of harsh outlines. So here what I did is I just scribbled with the pen, added lots of water, and then used that to pick up the glitter. You can see me scribbling the pen there, adding water, and then using it for the glitter. You can't see it on camera, but where I was sitting, it was very glittery. You'll see it at the end though, so I'll show you. I'll move the page around so you guys can see all the pretty glitter in her wings. But for now, I'm just adding shadows, because I realised I made the wings darker and they kind of blended into her legs, her elbows, and her butt. So I'm like, yeah. So yeah, tones is something I needed to work on. Oh, here I'm just adding her hair. That's something I'm getting better at too, is adding more detail to hair, although I need to work on how to add it all looking like it's going one way without it looking very boring. And I'm off camera again. Oh, I'm so sorry. At the start of this video, I was like, I kept checking every 5 minutes, but then I got into my art more and I forgot about it. So I'm like, I need to like make a border or something so I can see where I'm off camera and where I'm on camera. Here I am just adding the edges to the jar, outlining everything in a black pencil again because, again, I'm not a fan of harsh lines. Also, I have ordered a grey pen. I'm just waiting for it to arrive. Yeah, so also sorry you can see my shadow over the painting. It was getting later in the day. Also something I forgot to mention. Where I live, we're pretty much a day ahead of most of the rest of the world because it's October 4th today, but I'm uploading Inktober 3. That's because I'm filming them on the dates that it is here and then uploading on the dates that it is in America and most of the rest of the world because that's what's easiest for me because my my editing software is very, very slow. It takes like an hour to export, plus I have to do it twice because I'm just doing this on my phone, so I have to use a free app. So yeah, as I get more into YouTube, I might upgrade and get something more expensive. Sorry, I'm just adding more shadows to make it look like she's glowing a bit more, and here I am darkening up the lid because I realised it just blended into her hands. So yeah, and here I am darkening out the jar because I realised it just looked like it was white, so I darkened that up a little bit. Yeah, I darkened up the base so it looked like it was a three-dimensional jar, so it looks like she's actually sitting inside the jar. Not just has like a glass screen in front of her, so that's supposed to be like the inside circle of the jar. And I'm darkening up the top of the hands because I realised that it would be a lot darker there because it's more of a circle and not an oval, so just doing that. And then I tried to add some white lines to make it look like she was glowing, but that didn't really look right, so I scratched that with my finger, as you can see. Then went over it with a ink wash of just a really light circle. Tried to make the outsides a bit darker. Hello. So once I was finished darkening out all the things around her, I added this white highlight all the way around the edges of her, but I forgot to film that, so there we go. Also, let's see if I can get her wings. Oh, there we go. You see that? That's all the glitter from the pen that I smudged around the page. So yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this piece. It's not quite my current style, but it's still getting closer and closer. You'll see my style develop as we go through Inktober, and yeah. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. Don't forget you take your paintbrushes out of the water, and I hope